Hello everybody, this is Ordaehn, bringing you a one-on-one here on Metalopolis. This is the first of a best of 15 series for me. These are 15 games I played in a row. They were not all on the same day. It's over the course of about a week and a half. I've been pretty busy at work lately, so haven't had as much time as I'd like to play. But these games are all live replays. I recorded them with Fraps without the audio, and so I'm recording the audio now as I save these movies. I'm hoping to get these all uploaded in the next couple of days. Hopefully they'll all be up there. This is in response to some people wondering how often I lose games. I do lose games just like anyone else. Um, Not all these games are wins, not all of them are losses. Should be pretty good for a lot of people. So, in this game, I get my Overlord Scout out pretty early. Getting all my drones spread out there as best I can. Notice he's not at his base, so I'm going to get back there and start preparing to go for my standard 10 to Overlord. There it is. Get the drone started. And I'm going to send a scout out right after I get those drones done, because I know that I got the minerals to pop out 3 drones, and I don't need all the drones on there right away. So go and start scouting the bottom left first. I know he's not in the top right, and so if he's not in the bottom left, then I know that he's over there to the left. So I'm going to queue up my drone movement there. So I do know he's in the left side now. I'm probably going to get a little harass going on. Starting the spawning pool. Going to run up and check the Zelnaga watchtower. I notice that he doesn't have anything strange going on there, so that's good for me. Do get the extractor there pretty early instead of getting that expansion. And I did just check his base, so I do know that my drone is in there. I found him where he's at, and he's just scouted me with his probe. So I've got a drone standing around in there. I see the 2 pylons. There's another gateway. So I know he's not quite going for anything techy yet. There's no assimilator down. I'm going to get a couple Zerglings. Probably is a little bit of a harass. We'll see if that ends up going anywhere, but you do notice he has no assimilators yet. You can check it on the map as well. So coming back in with that, he's leaving his Zealot standing there. And I haven't checked on what those different structures are, but I took the assumption that it's probably a cybernetics core. So I do have a few Zerglings. I'm getting some gas going on. I've got quite a few minerals. Not really using them for too much yet. That queen's almost finished. I'm going to have to get another Overlord here in a second. And I'm going to start with an expansion there real early. So I noticed he didn't have a whole lot of units. It's a good time for me to get that expansion out there, because I've got a couple of Zerglings that I can use. And I know that he's probably not going for anything strange or crazy there. Keep him a little busy with a couple of my lings. And I'm going to get those Zerglings patrolling around. That way I can get a good scout on everything he's got moving around there. So as you can see, my ling's going to come up, and he's going to patrol across the top there. And I'd probably get a ling along the bottom. That way I can check for any early expansions of his as well. So there's that hatchery. It's working pretty well. Going to get some larvae injected. Not getting too many units. I'm not all that worried about a big rush right now. So I do notice he's got some lings there, or sorry, zealots, but he's blocking, which tells me he's teching for something, or he's going to get, you know, some stalkers or some additional units, and he doesn't want me getting a scout in there. So got quite a few lings now. I've moved all my drones over to mining there, and I'm going to make sure that they check on this first so they don't go running away. I'm going to have to grab all those drones here in a second. There we go. So grabbing everything, getting it all ready to go. The second that pops up, they'll start mining there. So I do have that Zergling speed, and there they go off to mining. And that's going to give me a huge advantage later. Now, I do have to be worried because I haven't scouted them lately. I've got quite a few lings, but that will not hold off 8 or 9 zealots. There's no way. So, going to go ahead and get that extractor there. So, chasing him around with my queen a little bit, being a bit of a doofus, but that happens. So I'm going to have to go ahead and get a scout on him pretty soon. I got to pull that queen back now that his probe has run off, and he's probably going to notice that I have that expansion, so I'm going to get quite a few spine crawlers there. The nice thing about spine crawlers, especially against a Protoss, is early on he's not going to be able to do very much against them as long as I got some Zerglings there. He did get some cannons, which is a bit of an odd thing for a Protoss to do, but on this map you have to be very aggressive if you're not Zerg, because I can just expand so much. Sorry. It's still early in the morning, so getting a couple of those, getting that popped up, and I do have the queen there now, so you'll notice that my minerals are not way up there, but I'm getting quite a few minerals relatively quickly because of those orange minerals and all the drones that I have there. So I've got my Link scouting. I know he's not expanding anywhere, and he hasn't done anything with my base lately, so I'm not particularly frightened about him coming at me at this point. I know he's teching for something. I'm going to get some extra units there, but I've got quite the mineral count, so I'm going to get a few extra spine crawlers here. There we go. And I've got Zerglings that I'm going to send kind of all over the map. That way I'm totally sure that he doesn't have anything, and I get a good eye of what he's doing. I'm getting the range upgrade there, as you can see. I'm getting a couple more spine crawlers. I'm going to move those lings out of the way. That way, if he does end up coming at me, and he's going to see that creep pretty easily if he manages to walk by, and I'll know if he's there. So let's see what we end up getting here. I canceled that one. I decided not to get that. So he's got a couple units here. A little worried that he's got quite a few units, but I do have these spine crawlers, and I'm going to take my drones over to get a surround on him as well, because I know that they can do pretty well against him. So I got 3 spine crawlers, not particularly worried about it. There's not a lot that he can do. He did do a decent job of tagging to those units, but there's nothing he's going to be able to accomplish with them. So he's going after that hatchery. We'll see if he gets it. I've got some roaches popping out. That's going to cause some problems for a lot of the units he has. I'm going to go ahead and attack him again, try to get these drones around the back, which I do manage to do. I'm going to lose a couple of drones, but it's alright. I got enough minerals. And I'm going to pull these units back again. Now I got a surround on that. It's going to drop that one, and I do have a lot of lings coming in. Noticing he's got very few zealots, and he's got quite a few of those larger units. He's not going to do very well against Zerglings. As you can see here, they're going to get a surround on him pretty quick and take his units out. He does know I have that expansion now, and that's going to cause a little bit of a problem for me. He has a nexus there, as you can see. I got a scout on that. And back at my main base, I'm not getting enough drones yet, but it's alright. Working on getting that surrounded. I'm going to get my drone count back up again. And there you go. There's a couple of those. My gas is doing pretty well. Would have probably been a better idea to just straight go for this Nexus, but I'm going to go for it now. We'll see if we can take it out. Keep him real busy with that. So I probably could take him out pretty easily until you see that final unit there, and that's going to cause some problems. So pulling all the drones off my main base again to get back to the rich mineral harvesting here. I have a spore crawler there because I was afraid maybe he'll send some DTs or something, and I got quite a few spine crawlers again popping up again. Getting the gas mining down. My main is still not doing. I'm doing a decent job of keeping that stuff up. I don't have Hydralisks yet, even though I probably should be focusing on them, and probably some Mutalisks, but I don't really want to get them in this because it's entirely possible he'll mass Stalkers at this point, and they're not going to do really fantastic against that. So getting that extractor there. And you can see I have quite a few spine crawlers at this point. The reason for that is they do so well when they're up on the ledge like that, especially when I've got some roaches or other Zerglings here to keep people busy while the spine crawlers just pick on them. So getting a decent army here. I'm not too worried about him coming at me right away because I do know that he doesn't have a lot of mining going on down there. I've kept him pretty busy with that. I'm going to get a scout with some of those lings just to see what we got going on here. And I'm going to pick up and move kind of my units around. I want to get them focused around that central area because I'm afraid he's going to be coming at me here soon. So a little bit of Psylocke action going on. And I haven't gotten the hatchery totally repaired. I'm going to go ahead to the other side now and start getting some rich mineral harvesting there. I've got him busy with where he's at. I do realize he's going to try to go for my main base